have so many ideas in my head today that for some reason doesn't make sense for me to follow the script that I prepared for today's video. I even thought about maybe not making the video of today, but then I thought I have done the weekly video for a few weeks. I think 1 week, maybe I missed 1 week. But at the end, I think I have maybe release in 1 month, maybe at least 5 videos or 1.5 months. So I thought maybe I still should do it, even though the script that I make before seems to me very simple. So, okay, why don't we just start maybe sharing the things that I have in my head? Nothing very heavy or nothing problematic. Not that I'm frustrated with anything in life that I know, but I have so many things in my head thinking about things, for example, how to grow your career at work, because I have been doing technical stuff for a while, but for some reason I think that maybe I have reached a point that if I don't change the course of my career, I'm kind of stuck. I'm not enjoying so much what I do. I mean, it's still a job. I mean, it's still a fun job, but still a job, just like Cypress Hill said it. But I would like to do something more fulfilling, or at least something that I think is more fulfilling. Other things that I have in my head is family stuff, like regarding my mother, my sisters, that allegedly they will come to visit me for my civil marriage. It's not a big plan either, but since I'm not going to have like a big wedding, we thought that bringing my mom would be nice. Then I asked my sisters, and there is some drama here and there about my sister coming and my mom and whatnot. So I was thinking on that. I even tried to explain to my older sister about the mathematics of mom. And she said, no, I have no time for that. And that's not a problem. And I was like saying, well, it's because maybe you don't see from the way that I'm seeing it. And it worked like this. I live far away from my mother's house in Costa Rica. So I usually can visit her and see my mother and other family members once a year. And my mom has currently 75 years old. And let's say that she lives, I think the average life expectancy for people is like about 80. Let's say my mom is in very good health, so maybe let's say my mom 85 years, or let's put it 80. Let's make it more radical. And if I see my mom once a year, means I would just see my mom 5 times more in my lifetime. So I tried to explain that to my sister, and she said it doesn't apply to her because they live in the same country and blah 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 blah. Anyway, that was another thing that I have in my head. Another thing that I was thinking is about war, because want it or not, we are in a war. I mean, not that we are fighting the war, not that we are soldiers, at least not me and I think my 5 followers in my videos. I think so. But there is a world war. And I don't know why people haven't put the name to the Third World War. I mean, it's debatable because some other conflicts in the world, they never call a war, or people never even know about it. And as I mentioned before in my previous video, I mentioned that we called First World War after the second, or during the second, because before that it was just called the Great War. So that's what I was thinking about war. What if things get really, really, really messy, and for example, food start to be scarce, like scarcity of food? And then I was making fun with Cheryl that, for example, when we had the pandemic and some places were having a scarcity because of the logistic of how sending food and stuff. And the first thing that supermarkets run out of is toilet paper. And it doesn't make sense to me, because if you are in a really deep shit, like like I don't know, everything goes to shit. I think the last thing that you are thinking is about toilet paper. You should be thinking about water, for example, having water to drink, maybe having canned food, maybe having, I don't know, weapons, maybe, I don't know, but toilet paper. And at least here where I live in Asia, it's very common to have water in your toilet, like a bidet kind of thing. So the toilet paper is like secondary, it's like an extra layer of cleaning control where you use the water hose to clean your butt and then you wipe it off, I guess. Anyway, of course you need water. So yeah, why toilet paper? So yeah, I was thinking on that. I was thinking also in video games. I do enjoy to play video games. I think I have been enjoying to play video games since I'm very young. My first favorite video games were Super Mario. No, before Super Mario, it was just Mario in Nintendo. Then I think Super Mario 3. Then I think we started to play Mortal Kombat in Sega Genesis. It was awesome because in Sega Genesis, different than Super Nintendo, no, that in Nintendo, not Super Nintendo. In Sega Genesis, you could enable the blood code, means that you were fighting, you can see splashes of blood and a little bit more gory, let's say. If you play Nintendo, the Mortal Kombat version for Nintendo was, let's say, more controlled, PG-13, let's say. That was cool. So I used to play video games since that age. We play also back then it was called FIFA. What brings me now to when I'm 45 years old, I play with my friends Destiny 2, and there is a big drama behind Destiny 2 and the developer of Destiny 2 that is Bungie and Sony who owns Bungie, that for some reason they have been forgotten. They have for I don't know, the word is not forgotten. They have been not very diligent with Destiny 2. It was a pretty big game. And all the followers of Destiny 2 are very, very upset of what they're doing with the game. They did release a game called Marathon that I think is a pretty nice game, but I may agree with Astacross from YouTube that even if it's good and it's a fun game to play, interesting, it's not as nice as Destiny because Destiny has a lot of things: the design, the history behind it, the years, the PvP, the PvE, so many different things. So I think, well, I mean, I don't feel as bad as like the hardcore players because I still have a lot of things to play in Destiny 2. Like I still haven't finished all the dungeons. I have never, I have done just one raid, and there's like a lot of raids. And if you don't know what a raid is in the game, is basically like a very special quest, very difficult quest with some puzzles and hidden things to do, some mechanics, but you need 6 people to play it. So far, we are just 3 of us playing. So for that, we're good to play dungeons. Dungeons is like a mini version of a raid. But anyway, that's why mini video games in Destiny, I still have a lot of content. I do have other games like Hogwarts Legacy. I just got it. I also play FC 26. And sometimes when I have time, I play Dead Strandings. It's a very trippy game. I have Dead Stranding 1. Number 2, I don't have it. So it keeps me pretty busy. And I do like to play video games. Sometimes I feel kind of bad that, that I'm playing, even if I could do other stuff like go out. But well, what can you do? I mean, but so far, so good. Anyway, what else I'm thinking of? I'm thinking on my Chinese classes. I do have Chinese class later, by the way. I have been getting a little bit better with my Chinese. I will say yes. I can't comprehend a full sentence with a lot of people. I cannot make a full conversation, but I do understand some words. So I feel pretty happy about it. Maybe I should put more effort. Maybe I should put more effort on learning my Chinese instead of playing video games. But well, sometimes in life you have to choose something that makes you happy. But remember, guys, happiness is not the point, it's not the purpose of life. We talked about that before. Yeah, Chinese class is something that I enjoy. I do go to classes with, used to be three of my friends, now there are just two. One bailed on us. Gus, what the fuck, man? What else I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about my Singapore family now, like my daughters, let's call them, how to be a good dad, even if they are not looking for one, sadly, how they can make me part of their life, even if they don't want to. It's kind of sad because I have so many good things that I would like to do for them, with them, that they are not interested. But well, I see little by little some things, the magic still happening there. Maybe maybe on the next episode I will mention something that actually I saw yesterday and I found it kind of cute. Guys, remind me if I forgot to mention this very specific moment that I saw, and then I said like, wow, someone was paying attention. Okay. So I'm also thinking about learning new stuff, like how I should this year finish my Google certification. It's part of my career path in my team. I think I have time until March 27, March 2027 for next year to finish. I haven't, I mean, have I started? Yes. The only thing that I have to do in order to get certified, I mean, at this stage right now, is just to take the damn exam. Um, Also, my company is paying for the exam. We have a credit, so that's a good thing. But it's expected for us to pass it in the first time, and it's not easy. Some people say it's easy, but the way that we use Google Cloud or the Google Cloud platform in my work is a little bit different because we do infrastructure as code. So we don't actually use the console itself of GCP. So things become very, very, very different. Anyway, another thing is in my head is the TV series that I'm watching right now in Amazon Prime. The name of this TV series is very good, actually. It's called The Mayor of Kingstown. So, The Mayor of Kingstown is basically about the relationship of the people and the town that surrounds a very problematic area of United States in this case. It's a fictitious place, of course. There's a jail, and the town that is around the jail, basically everyone works for the jail system, the prison system, in one way or the other. So there was this guy that is Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner is his name. The guy from the Marvel movies. He is the. It's called the Mayor because he's kind of like playing both sides of the coin. He's trying to help the guys inside jail to do things outside, so the people from outside doesn't get killed or vice versa. So he said that he's trying to get a balance between what happened inside doesn't go outside or vice versa, so that everybody could live. On the other hand, oh man, it's a pretty problematic town, and I'm sure that there's some parts of the world, let's say in the United States, that they live like that. It's like it's a city full of crime. A lot of people are super corrupt. Some people are trying to do good as much as they can. Some nice people are in jail that maybe they shouldn't, and some people that should be in jail, they are not. Anyway, it's a good series. You should watch it. Before this one, I was watching in Apple TV. I was watching SEE, like Scene. Jason Momoa was there. A very nice TV series, very nice plot. It's about how do I explain? It's about that there was is the world in the future. There was a war and there was some sort of disease of a virus that every person who was uh, everyone who was born blind, and there were very few people who can see. So it becomes that everybody who is blind is normal, and the people who have the eyesight that they could see, they were treated as witches. And then it's because all the plot about power and how do you, you know, manage knowledge and power. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You should watch it as well. Lego topic. I have two things on this. The first one is that finally I managed to finish after, I don't know, many days or months, of course, because I was not putting a lot of effort to finish this big Lego from Star Wars. It's called the Venator Starship Destroyer or something. It's pretty huge, so I don't have a place to put it in my house. I bought it last September in a September sale, and I started to build it maybe a couple of months ago. It's very nice. The structure is very big. I just find that it's a little bit problematic to move, and some pieces are not holding as expected. But I guess that's kind of normal with such a big piece of Lego. And the second part of the Lego is that I just got a new Lego. Not that I need it. I just got the Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean. An interesting thing about this Pirates of the Caribbean Lego is that the name of the Lego set is Jack Sparrow Jack Sparrow's pirate ship. I think that's the name. For some reason, Lego can't use the name Black Pearl, even if it's the Black Pearl. We know it's the Black Pearl. Lego knows it's the Black Pearl. Everybody knows it's the Black Pearl. But for some reason, they can't call it Black Pearl. And I think they can't. It's not that they don't want. Maybe Disney didn't give the rights, or maybe somewhere else have the rights. Maybe the ride have the rights. You know the ride. By the way, do you know the origin of Pirates of the Caribbean? So as you guys know, Pirates of the Caribbean is a famous movie that where Jack Sparrow is portrayed by Johnny Depp. But the movie is based on a Disney ride that is called Pirates of the Caribbean. But then after that, they came with the movies, and the movies became very popular. I do like them. I think there are four movies. I think I enjoy very much, of course, the first and second and third. And as usual, when you do too many sequels, things start to go down. Wing, wing, wing. I think the last one was not as good, but I enjoy them. I could watch them again. Maybe I should. So anyway, yeah, my new Lego. I just got Pirates of the Caribbean. I bought it some time ago, but because it's a new set, I don't know if it was sold out or it was in pre-sale. It took a while for me to receive it, so I have it there in a corner of my room next to the Iron Man that it was also released a few months ago that I bought it in pre-sale, and I got it in January. So I have two sets of Lego that I have to build. Yeah, it is a problem. I don't have a place to put my Legos. I have the Star Wars Lego, the Venator, and I just got Pirates of the Caribbean, and I have the Iron Man. And on top of that, I already have built. I have a Ferrari, the Daytona, very huge ass Ferrari. I also have two Batmobiles that they are not small, and I have an Iron Man, and I have a couple other small Legos. So I need to find a place to put them, and I don't want to put them in the living room because it will look odd and it will destroy the ambience of the living room. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. But that's in my head as well. You know what is also in my head? Of course, if you knew, you would not be maybe here in this channel. It's a problem. It's everywhere. Is how people these days are very weak. You know, their mindset are weak. Their their way of seeing life weak. They see world in a way that sometimes they portray themselves as victims, like every small thing happen or every small thing that happened to you or around you, makes you, put you down and it makes you sad. Or then people start mentioning about mental issues, or yeah, they do have like a mental problem. And I think that's weak. I think that's weakness, because I mean, I'm not that special either. But as I mentioned before, when I was young, and even now, when you have shit in your life, you just put one foot forward and then the other one, and you tackle the problem. You hopefully you have a good circle of people around you, and if you don't have it, you figure it out, and then you have a resilience of how to come out of this hole that life put you there, or in most of the cases, you put yourself there. And I see everybody crumble with some pressure, with some stress, that I think is very wrong. So all the time that I'm watching tics on TikTok and talking to my coworkers, sometimes I can see people how how they see the world in a way that in one way, don't get me wrong, they're very nice people, they have a good life. Some people have very good way of seeing life, but I can see how sometimes they mention things that seems like a problem for them, and for me, I don't see it as a problem. I see it as a something that you just have to suck it up and fix it. That's it. There's no other ways. No, you don't have a choice. You just have to do it. I don't know. Maybe maybe this thing is very deep, and maybe we should make it a podcast in another time with people, so we can share the difference of thoughts. All right. I think so, that too. What else? What else I have in my hair? I have to cut my hair. I want to have a different hairstyle. So that's why I'm trying to make to keep my hair as long as possible. So when I go to the barber, he has something to work with, right? Because if I cut it too short, or if I keep cutting and trimming, then there's some styles that maybe I cannot choose because my hair is short now. I mean, I had some ideas. I wanted to have like a very messy kind of long hair, like Tom Cruise Mission Impossible kind of thing, but of course I'm not Tom Cruise. Or maybe just kind of leave it shaggy for a while. Let's see how. But I think I need to go. I need to go to cut my hair a little bit somehow, give it some shape here on the sides. I don't know how. And then I'm going to go to the barber using my skateboard. Oh yeah, I have that in my head earlier as well. All my toys, my skateboard and my bicycle. I was thinking that I should use them more. Today, I thought about that when I was coming from the gym in the morning, because it was sunny. It was not too sunny, but it was, the sun of the morning. You're walking home. You feel good because you exercise. I was drinking water. It was cold. The water was cold. The weather is kind of warm. Of course, the weather in Singapore is always warm, but it was a good feeling. And I was drinking water, and I was said, this is a great day to go on a skateboard ride. But of course, I have to work today. But then I said, maybe on Friday, I'm going to take my skateboard and I'm going to ride to the park. And then I'm going to head towards my barber so I can trim my hair a little bit, maybe do some cleanup of my beard. Yeah. Okay, then I think that's a lot of things I had in my head. And we can close with one of the thoughts that I had in my head about CrossFit. I've been doing CrossFit for a while, and my mom is doing CrossFit. I put my mom to do CrossFit in Costa Rica because it's good for her health. She feels pretty good now. Of course, she's not a CrossFitter, like if you think how CrossFitters look and do things, but of course, my mom do some sort of modified trainers for her age. Coaches are very nice with her. But here, I've been training and coaching for many years. And the gym that I go now, we call it Box, is moving to a different place. and they are moving somewhere between June and July. They haven't shared with us what is exactly their plan with a lot of things that I find it kind of rude since I'm one of their coaches, and they haven't asked me if I want to coach, or they even have told me if, like they haven't even approached me if I'm part of their plan for coaching, because I mean, I don't know, but I have to plan as well because it's in a different place. So I think it's kind of rude that they haven't approached us coaches to finalize what they're going to do. I voiced this out to one of my friends, and then he said, "Oh, maybe you have to give them time." And I'm like, "Sure, I can give them time, but think about it. It's already May 12th, and if they think that the new management is taking over in June and July, it's less than 2 months for these things, and it takes planning to do stuff. It takes planning to get new coaches in the program. And if the the gym is in another place, then the coaches need to figure out if they can make it or not. Or on the other hand, I mean, what if this person who is coaching for you, for some reason, it needs the money or it needs the time, it's something in their head that they actually need to be coaching in order to have some mental clarity, let's say. And then you're going to come one day and say, "Hey, man, tomorrow we don't need you anymore." You know, it's not nice either. Anyway, it's not a big deal for me. I guess I'm still a banker, and I'm sure I can find another place to coach. Anyway, was a very good talk today. Peace.